Thank you, thank you, and thank you, Jeremiah. That was amazing, and I will be getting a copy of the book too. Um, I can't wait. But yeah, I'm Dr. Nekeshia Hammond. I'm a psychologist. I'm an author, speaker. Super excited to be here with you today. Just so you know, this is not my office in the background. I am literally, I'm talking about servant leadership today, and I am with a youth summit, and we're doing some community service today. And I literally just begged this man at Habitat for Humanity to borrow his office because I wanted to make sure to be here with you all today. But I'm with some high schoolers today, and we are talking obviously about MLK Day and how you can serve. And I'm happy to be here serving with you all today. Service has been really a really important part of my life. And welcome. Service in action, she said. Thank you. It's been a really important part of my life. And I still remember back in high school, way long ago, when I was getting awards for community service. And it just always meant so much to me. My mom instilled to make sure you're helping others. Like that was just the environment I was in. And I strongly encourage you also to be giving as much as you can. However, what was missing for me when I was in high school, when I was in college, is no one had a conversation about self-care for me. So while on the outside, and it was easy for me because I was making good grades, I was involved in sports, I was involved in community. So on the outside, everything looked great and wonderful. But on the inside, I was really struggling in high school. I had moved after my 10th grade year. I started a new high school because we moved cities. And my mom was a single parent at the time. So I didn't feel like going to her and being like, hey, I'm really struggling, with this new school here, right? Because she's a single parent. So what I would do is I would literally like take breaks during class in high school and like go to the bathroom and just be crying. Because I didn't have friends yet when I first moved in 11th grade to this new school. It was really a struggle. I struggled with anxiety. I struggled with the move. I struggled with my dad at that time not being in my life. Like there were so many things that were happening and no one talked to me about self-care. So I'm going to share a couple of tips with you all today because it's so important. This is something you all, first of all, I'm glad to be here, like I said, because I wish someone talked to me when I was in high school and college about this. Everything was go, work, achieve, which are great things. But again, no sense of mental health. I don't even think I heard the term self-care when I was younger. Okay, so I want to share a couple of tips with you all today of how you can work on your self-care early. You are giving yourself a gift by doing that. And also when you work on your self-care, you work on becoming the best version of who you are, right? For you, first of all, for you first, but also for the people around you, the people that you're serving. There is no way right now. I'm a psychologist. I have a private practice. I'm board chair of this foundation called Ryan Neese Foundation, where we're doing our youth summit today. I'm a wife, I'm a mom. There's all these different roles that I have now. And there's no way that I can do these things now if I didn't have the self-care in my life, right? Currently that I have, there's no way I could juggle all of that. So here's a couple of tips that I have for you today. So number one, what I strongly encourage you to do, this is something I started, like I said, I wasn't doing any kind of self-care in high school and college. I was running myself ragged. But what I started learning really early 30s, so it took a while to learn, was something called take a minute. And it's something even on my social media page, you'll see if you follow me on Instagram, Dr. Hammond, you will see one of my highlight reels is all the places I've traveled to for speaking or whatever it was. And I have a hashtag that I use, take a minute, because what that means is you take a minute for yourself as often as possible. I don't care if you're watching, I like nature, I'm a nature girl. So if it's the sunrise, you're watching the sunset, if you're taking a walk in nature, if you take a moment, however you use that minute for you, if it's prayer, if it's deep breathing, whatever it is, but it's literally 60 seconds, you all. And you can time yourself on your phone, because I know some of you are like, everybody's like, I don't have time for self-care, but everybody in your day has 60 seconds. So those are the baby steps. I do more than 60 seconds now, but that's how I started. And I actually still do the 60-second thing, but I encourage you to start there. Okay. So that's my first tip for you. Make sure you take a minute Again, you could time yourself on your phone as often as possible, because what you're doing is you're training your brain. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to take a break, and it's okay to recharge, which are things you have to have if you want to be a servant leader, if you want to be leading others, leadership, right? If you want to be a giver, I feel like many of you on this Zoom today are givers. And if you want to do that, you have to also fuel yourself instead of just giving out to others, right? That's my first tip. My second thing, which you probably are already doing, is make sure that you give as often as possible. So again, it's a combination, you all. It's not just, it is about giving to others, but it's also about the self-care. It's a combination, which is why, and someone said, yep, listen to your inner voice. Exactly. Make sure that you give and you help as much as possible. And you also have the self-care. This is a combo, y'all. It's not one or the other. It can't be one or the other, right? It's a combo. And then my third thing, as I wrap up here, is I want you to, and hopefully you jot this down, I want you to always be asking yourself 3 questions. And the reason why I say always ask yourself frequently is because what your answer today is not going to be your answer a week from now, a month from now, or a year from now. These things change, right? But your first, yep, someone said my mom tells me fill my cup until it overflows. Absolutely, you all. Ooh, man, I wish I had more time, but I'm going to stay within my 10 minutes here. I'm like, we could talk for 3 hours about self-care and filling your cup. But 3 questions I want you to always ask yourself. Number 1, how am I doing? Okay. How am I doing? Not how's your mom doing, your brother, your sister, your friend, your this, your that, your teacher, whoever. How am I doing? You have to be checking in with yourself. I promise you all, I had no concept of that. I ran myself ragged through college. I was diagnosed with low blood sugar. All I had to do was just eat more snacks. Like, that's it. I didn't. I would pass out. I would go to the hospital, like all these ridiculous things, because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was doing all these things, not taking care of myself physically, emotionally, mentally, right? And I never checked in. I just did stuff. No, that stops today. So I want you, again, number 1, ask yourself, how am I doing? Check in. Are you good? Are you energetic? Are you energized? Are you tired? Are you sad? Are you anxious? Are you happy? How are you doing? Right? And the second question is, what do I need? So the second question you often ask yourself is, what do I need? Do you need rest? Do you need to take a break? Okay. Or not? Maybe you need to involve yourself in helping more people, right? Maybe you have more energy and you're able to help more people, or help yourself, or help whoever it is that needs you in your life, your friends, right? But what do you need emotionally and mentally? I mean, what do you need? And the third question to ask yourself is, when can I start? So that means if you said, man, if you're in school and you're like, man, today I need a nap, please don't take a nap in school. Okay. Obviously, you don't need to take a nap right then and there. You can't start right there in that moment, right? But you might say, man, I need to take some downtime, but not this weekend because I have a major project. But you know what? The beginning of February, yeah, I'm going to start my self-care. I'm going to start this and that, right? What do I need? And when can I start? Okay. So those are the 3 questions. Number 1, how am I doing? Number 2, what do I need emotionally, mentally, spiritually? What do you need? And number 3, when can I start? And these are questions, I'm sharing this with you all today. And these are things that I continue on. This self-care, servant leadership and self-care is a lifetime journey. This is not something I'm recommending for you to do today, and you have that in your heart today and you're doing it for the next week or month and that's it. No, this is lifetime. I strongly encourage you today, you make this commitment for this to be a lifetime process. And again, you will be the best version of who you are. You will show up, whatever dreams, goals, aspirations you have, they can come to fruition when you work on being the best version of who you are, showing up for others and showing up for yourself. So I appreciate you. That's my time. I again, thank you, Seneca, for this invitation. Thank you to each and every one of you all for showing up today, showing up for yourselves today on this Zoom call. I appreciate you. If you all need me, you can always reach out for any mental health resources, referrals. I am gracious. I'm grateful to have a lot of contacts throughout the country in the space of mental health. So it's Dr. Hammond on Instagram. Again, you can send me a message if you need anything. I'll be sure to do my best to connect you to the appropriate mental health resources. But have an amazing day. And I'm excited for you all too, for the next speakers coming up here.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hammond, for that. That was beautiful.
No problem.
Oh man, thank you. I hope y'all are taking notes, man.